And folks, if you've not done a BISC personality profile, let me just tell you, this is not some little 10-question thing that tries to put you into a box. What it ends up being is not just some spit-out formulaic response. I mean, these are actually analyzed through thousands of bits of data in order to get a combination of these personality profiles. You may be a high driver, influencer, or steady. You may have combinations of those, and it's incredibly important to know the detail within that data rather than just say, hey, look, I'm a D, big deal. I mean, a lot of company owners are, not most, but a lot, and it's better for you to see the detail within that to understand how to relate to other people, how to close other people, how to see their personality types and communicate better. So don't think this is just some quickie, freebie thing. This actually takes some decent amount of analysis to record and then submit.
I appreciate you sharing that. Okay, Adams, here's a question. Why? Why am I doing this? Why am I bringing it to you guys? And here's the answer to that. Guys, I have failed in my career, even as one of the youngest direct executives over one of the largest training organizations in America. I have failed absolutely miserably at communicating with people and have suffered the consequences of it. I have found myself wondering, why in the world did that person not understand what I clearly gave them as a direction? What is their problem? And this is what I found out, Adams. It wasn't their problem. It was mine. I was the failure. It wasn't them. I was communicating the way that I understood things, and they weren't understanding me because they don't communicate that way. Once I began to realize and understand that on a very deep level, an amazing thing started happening. I began to be able to recognize in people how they communicate by simple little areas of their life, and I began to realize that this person is going to need a very long, very detailed, and very slow explanation. And if I expect a good result, I will have to deliver it in that fashion. Another person does not need, does not want, and absolutely does not desire a long, detailed explanation. They want it given to them in bullet points, and they have the maturity and capability and the personality type to go get it done if you just get out of my way. I was failing as a communicator, and when I started implementing this in my life, everything, Adams, improved. My business relationships, my training approaches with technicians and business owners, my family life, because me and my wife are on different sides of the scale. It all started to improve. I want that same thing for the listeners out here today. And what we're going to do is we're going to get started. We're going to get started. So as I shared with you, success when it comes to personality types is about a couple things. One, it's about your personality type. You're going to need to know that, so I encourage you to make sure that you get your free one here when we're done. Number two, it's going to be about your team's personality type. How does your team need to be communicated with as opposed just to the way that we desire to communicate? And then number three, it's those people that are inside of our circle of influence. Now, you can call those people your vendor partners. You can call those people your clients, your family, your friends. It's those additional people that we connect with every single day. Now, whether we're connected with them in person or we're connected with them through our marketing material, we need to know what stimulates and motivates them. So let's go ahead and take a look on our page. And if you guys have your workbook, where we're going to go is we're going to be on page number 4. You'll find your page number at the bottom. And at the top, it's going to say drivers. Now, we're going to work our way through the 4 primary types. And as I go through these 4 primary types, this is what I want you to keep in mind. This is the defining principle of this personality type. You may have a blend of your own of a little bit of each one of them, or maybe even a lot of each one of them, as we'll discover. But let's start with the drivers. Let's give a description. First of all, the drivers are typically what we think about in terms of the hard-charging individuals of life. They like to get things done. And the way I like to think about the driver is I like to think about them as the lion of the animal kingdom. Okay, everybody got that visual? I want you to imagine the king of the jungle. As you think about this king of the jungle, there's going to be some things that we're going to discover that we're going to want to do. Number one, if we're working with the king, we want to be extremely polite. And I know some of you that are listening, some of you business owners, you cannot stand it when some punk-nosed little kid, that's not how I would describe them, that's how they would describe them, right, would forget your authority and dare not to say sir or ma'am to you. And if that bothers you, then you are a driver. And if you're sitting here going, that doesn't bother me at all, you're probably not too hung up on that because you're probably not too much of a driver.